This is Da Vinci's CV from the 15th century. Yes, 500 years ago. And this is one of the many CVs you might see today. Yet, research shows that on average, recruiters spend mere seconds reading a CV. Does this look like something you can read in a few seconds? So, how on earth do recruiters do it? The answer might be, they don't. They've trained themselves to see surface patterns and are often looking for relevant keywords. If you've ever Googled how to write a great CV, you will most likely have read that you should create a CV for each job you apply to. Sounds good? Doesn't work. Why? Because more often than not, a job ad or job description is actually a copy-pasted template. Yes, you heard that right. Oftentimes, recruiters don't even know what's written in the job ad, and it's not necessarily their fault. That means that you might spend a lot of time customizing your CV, trying to put relevant information that you assume is relevant based on a job ad that was actually just a copy-paste. So, we have spent years trying to get into the brains of recruiters and break down what happens when they read CVs. And we found out that it often goes something like this. 1. Draw a mental picture of when and for how long you worked in each job. 2. Calculate how much experience you might have in specific skills that are required for the position. This calculation might sound simple until you realize you need to aggregate parallel experiences and remove gaps, as well as figuring out when it is that you had this experience. Not so simple after all, huh? 3. Remove the experiences that are irrelevant to the job. And 4. Look at things like company size and industry to see if you might be compatible with the work environment. The more we learned about what goes on in the brain of a recruiter, the more we realized how much we don't know. Recruitment is complicated and it requires a lot of soft skills. But, yes, there is a but, we have identified several things that can be improved. So, 2 years ago, we embarked on a mission to create the CV of the future. We like to call it CVT. Here's how it works. You create an experience by dragging the mouse from the start date to the end date. If you're lazy like me, you can just import your LinkedIn profile to get started. Unlike old CVs, you will no longer specify information unless it is tied to an experience. No more list of static skills. Every piece of information you put must be connected to time. We like to call it skill time. You will also no longer write long descriptions. They are hard to write, hard to read, and even harder to translate. Instead, you will be providing all the key pieces of information in a structured way, such as hard skills used during this experience, soft skills used during this experience, languages spoken during this experience, industries worked in during this experience, goals you had during this experience, and accomplishments you achieved during this experience. Yes, I know, I repeated the sentence "during this experience" 6 times. There is a reason for that. Thanks to you providing information with time, we are automatically able to calculate how much experience you have with any given skill. We are able to take in consideration parallel experiences and gaps. And more importantly, we can make all of it searchable. Yes, you heard that right. Recruiters will be able to just search for what is relevant to them and have it all highlighted. What's more, they can apply different filters and share it to the decision maker who will be able to apply their own filters. All of this without having to provide your name, surname, or a picture of yourself. Because at the early stages of recruitment, what matters is your abilities and experience and not your identity. So come and join us at cvtimeline.com and create your own CV of the future for free today. Or just help us by sharing this video with the hashtag goodbyecv.